Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Anxiety and Depression is Not the End, episode 11. Anxiety and depression is going to make you believe in a lot of things, and a lot of the things that it's going to make you believe are the things that you shouldn't believe in. And I'm talking about these negative thoughts that you're dealing with every single day, like day in, day out, 24/7, right? Your mind is so powerful that it's going to, create this world that it's going to make you think that yes, that's the world you're going to live in, right? And as I was going through it, I started to believe that that is where my life was heading. It was heading towards a place where it was going to be very dark, where I was going to be very alone, and that, that nobody loved me, and, that I was going to be like this for the rest of my life, right? And the topic of this episode is about your belief system, that you have to start believing in yourself, and stop believing in what your mind is telling you, especially if it's negative thoughts. That is basically running your life, right? Because it did with mine. It did with mine, right when I woke up in the morning, my mind told me that my life was going to be horrible, that I had no future ahead of me, that, there was nothing out there that is ever going to make me happy, right? And as I started to believe in it more, the faster my world was being created by these thoughts of mine, right? And then I had to realize that, maybe my life doesn't have to be that way. Maybe my mind is actually fooling me, or I'm just being very naive and I'm just believing in every single thing it's telling me, right? And if you've been following my series so far, I talked about focus. I talked about loving yourself, right? I start talking about, the strength that you have deep within you. Once you start to realize all these things and you start to figure all these things out, you're going to understand how you're going to be able to control these thoughts of yours, right? Because these thoughts, they are just, it's like I said before, it's like there's somebody there that's right beside you, that's there beside you, every single day, just telling how bad your life is, and the more you listen to these thoughts or this voice, the more you're going to tend to believe in what it's saying to you, right? Because when you're going through anxiety and depression, you start to become more weak, right? Your mind is weak, your health is weak, your physical body becomes weak, everything, right? And that's, the whole thing about you not taking care of yourself and not loving yourself is because your mind is making you, start to become that version of yourself that you most likely don't like, right? And as you go on every single day, thinking about these thoughts and feeling this, that's why you're depressed, right? Is because these thoughts are making you feel this way, right? You have to make that decision. You have to make that choice to start telling yourself that you need to start strengthening your mindset, that you need to start believing in brighter days. You have to start believing in yourself, right? It is the belief system that you have that's going to make that difference for you, right? If you are believing every single day that your life is horrible, right, that you're never going to heal yourself, that you're never going to be happy again, then it's going to be your reality, unfortunately, right? And I had to realize that, after I came to a point where I told myself that I can't live like this anymore. I need to change my life. I need to start, making a difference for myself, right? So that I can see changes, so I could see changes, for myself and, my environment, my surroundings, like the people that I live with, they were being affected by my anxiety and depression. And, I had to make those changes for myself so that I could see changes in them, right? And when I started to do that, it took many little steps, right? I didn't, before I started healing myself, I wanted quick results. I wanted to heal myself like within a week or two or even a month, right? But the whole patience thing came along, right? I had to learn how to be patient, right? I can't expect everything to be, absolutely okay, especially if I wasn't doing anything to help myself get better. But I once I started to see those little steps, I started to see results, right? I think that's what everybody's searching for, some type of result, right? Because we can sit there and we can say, yeah, well, I thought positive yesterday, I did these certain things, but today I don't see a difference, right? And then it could come to a point where you're telling yourself, hey, you know what? Maybe it's not worth it for me to, work hard on myself every single day, Maybe that vision I have of myself being happy and healing myself, maybe it's not a possibility. Maybe I'm just dreaming, But if you believe in yourself and you believe that every single step that you take is making a difference, then you are absolutely going to get to your destination. You are absolutely going to find your happiness. And I don't know how long it's going to take for you, depending on what you do on a daily basis, but that happiness that you're searching for, that those brighter days and that light that everyone's talking about, it can be yours. You can achieve that, right? So you just need to really focus on what is important to you and what it is that is going to make you happy, right? And you, like for me, I did not want to live with anxiety and depression for the rest of my life. I did not want to take medication for the rest of my life. So I was so determined, and I told myself that every single day I have to work on myself, right? And no matter how long it's going to take me, I know one day I'm going to get there, and nothing is going to stop me to reaching there, right? And the more the more I changed my routine on a daily basis, I started challenging myself. The more I believed in myself. If you listen to my basement story a few episodes back, after I cleaned up that basement, I learned how to focus. And with that focus, my mind started to clear up a lot more, right? I started to see my potential. When it took me after a month to clean up that basement, I told myself, hey, you know what, Roger, you're not useless. You can do great things. You can do things on your own. You can make things happen for yourself, right? So if you're waking up in the morning, you're not doing anything but just worrying and thinking about your negative thoughts all day, then that's a routine that you need to change for yourself. You need to start telling yourself, I have to wake up in the morning and I have to be productive, right? Because the more productive you are, right, the less time you have to think about those negative thoughts that are attacking you every single day, right? And once you get into a habit of doing that, you're going to see incredible changes. You're going to start noticing that, because you're not so focused on your negative thoughts, you're going to have a chance. You're going to actually have a chance to start thinking about positive thoughts, right? And as you start thinking more positively, you're going to start believing more and more into these positive thoughts rather than the negative thoughts, right? And it makes a huge difference. When you're listening to negative thoughts every single day, and that's all you're thinking about, you're going to believe in those things. Those bad things that it's telling you about your life and about you, that you're always going to be this type of person for the rest of your life and so forth, right? But once you start to learn how to focus, right, and you start focusing that energy on loving yourself and taking care of yourself, and most importantly, to be grateful for what you have already in your life, right? It's a combination of all these things which I have been talking about on my series, that you're going to see these changes that you've been waiting for so long, right? It's the positive changes that you're waiting for, that you want to see, that's going to motivate you to want to continue to move forward, right? So you need to start believing in yourself. You need to start believing that brighter days are going to happen. You're going to have to believe that you're going to be able to heal yourself, right? You're going to have to start believing that, you do have the ability to start to think positive, that you do have the power to change your life. It's the belief system. It is so important, right? Because that belief system is going to change everything about how you think. And again, my motto is your mind matters. Your mind is so powerful. And once you can take control of your mind, you're going to be able to take control of your life. All right, so I hope this episode helps you. Remember, if you're in a situation where you feel that, you don't think you're ever going to do this, you're ever going to be this, or, that there's nothing to look forward to, start believing in yourself. Because once you start believing in yourself, there's definitely going to be something for you to look forward to. I think that is one of the most important things, to get you to start thinking that, hey, you know what, I can't wait till tomorrow, right? Instead of waking up in the morning, it's like, you just don't want to live the day or you just want to sleep all day because you have nothing to look forward to, So you have to create these opportunities for yourself, right? Instead of waiting for these opportunities. And once you start to understand, how to do this, how to start creating these opportunities for yourself, and all these paths are going to open up for you. You're going to understand that you've always had these keys. These keys are going to open these doors for you, right? So start believing in yourself, and you're going to start seeing incredible changes, right? I went through it. It was tough at the beginning, right? That's why I had to challenge myself every single day, right? And the more I challenged myself, the more I accomplished, right? Every single day, the more I had more self-confidence in myself. My self-esteem I started to believe in myself more, and everything just, I started leveling up every single day. And I think that is one of the main goals for all of us, right, is to try to become a better version of yourself, right? And definitely believing yourself is one of the most important steps to getting towards your greatness, okay? So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and like the video, and I will catch you on episode number 12. So take care, and I hope this video helped. Bye-bye.